Hello, everyone. Welcome to Claret and Booze. 2 shows in 2 days. Aren't you lucky? Right, this is a bit of a test run. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, we've had issues with the phone-ins over the past, I don't know, 2 months. Got a new feature now that will enable people to dial in, but I'm going to do that if the phone calls don't work. So, if anybody does want to phone in today, please do. The phone is connected. I'm ready, waiting for your calls. This is your show this evening. So yeah, let's have a little chat about all things West Ham. Now, as always, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and don't forget, drop a like on the video because it does really help us. Yeah, good chat last night with Tommy. It was good to have him back on, wasn't it? He's dulcet tones. He was that was good. Just good to talk to someone as well. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this tonight. Hopefully, we get one or two of you phone up or more. You know, for those of you that have got me number, if you do want to call in, and I spoke to someone earlier on that does, like I said, just call now, call at any point, and we'll get in. Right, I literally scheduled this about 2 minutes ago, so should be a bit quiet for 5 minutes. So we've got, I'm not even going to try and, what's that? DH Ruvmite, yeah, Sticky Nicky U. We got, that's JB, innit? Oi, how you doing, mate? Stevie Palmer, hello, mate. And we've got Lauren. Good evening. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll put this up now, actually. Watch the little video. Hello, Marcus. Watch the little video before you try and connect to it, okay? And on this, I can only take one call. I can only take one call at a time anyway. But I will put this up now. This is an alternative to a phone call. All right. So what you do, let me take that down a minute. There's Ryan. See if, I'll tell you what, Ryan, fortune's hiding down under CV. See if this works from you in bed. You'd probably be in bed now, wouldn't you? All you do is you type in your browser of your phone or your laptop or whatever it is, callme.road.com, and then you put that. It is case sensitive, so in capitals, KGKWGF in the little window. It'll get you into the panel. The one thing that you have got to do, if you watch that video, you've got to turn on echo cancellation if you're not using headphones. If you're using headphones, leave it, you're fine. But if you're just going to talk into the phone, then you need to turn echo cancellation on, that little button there, before you join the call. All right, otherwise I can hear myself and I piss myself off. So give it a go, people. Let me know if it works. It'd be good. So come on. I know you're not normally this shy. Right, so what we got here? We've got Stevie Palmer says, always good to listen to Sane. You're on the wrong channel, mate. Sane and sensible people. Hello, mate. You're all right. It is. Well, it's in the morning. Give us a call while you're in bed scratching your nuts. He lives in Australia, for those that don't know. Steve Langham, how you doing, mate? Hello, Stevie Belt. Hello, Cat. Mickey's doing all right. He's doing better. He should be back to being his annoying self very, very soon, which is good news. Richard Day. West Ham forever. Hello, mate. And we've got Steve Halverson. We want Adama. Do you want Adama? I mean, look, I'm not going to piss and moan about it. If it's a player that Nuno wants at the moment, we've got to give him what he needs. I think he'll be a good impact player. I just think he's quick and he's strong, and he's got rubbish hamstrings. Really bad, Antonio-esque hamstrings. Yeah, I don't know. Look, it wouldn't be a bad signing. It's not a lot of money, is it? So it's probably a good squad player. We've got the Doghouse. Hello, mate. We've got Trudge. What's this? Sounds like a... What does? What is it? Is there something wrong with it? You want Jew. Where does he play now? I don't even know where he plays. And we've got the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. Good nudge, David. What a top man, right? So yes, for those of you that don't know, we are sponsored by the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. He is a West Ham fan. He's a great man. And if you haven't already, go over there and visit his web store. You'll find a link to his show in the description of all of our videos. Make sure that you use our discount code Claret15 and you'll get a nice juicy discount. All right. Anything you like, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, all that jazz. And we've got Tony Sahota. Someone phone me. I'm feeling lonely. Come on. That's the reason I've done tonight. I've done that show last night with Tommy, and I got the bug for talking to someone else about West Ham. Come on, someone give me a bell. Where are we? Hang on. You must have something you want to say. Surely. Steve Harverson. Nailed your name first. Yeah, it's not a complicated name. It's not a complicated name, mate. So we've got Lewis Ball. I'll tell you what, let's just give him a call because he said he... where are we? There we go. Sends it in towards right. He couldn't get... Hello, Jay.
What's happening, Nick? How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. You've saved me. I was feeling quite weird just sitting here talking to the screen.
Oh, no.
Cheers, mate.
I was feeling the loneliness creeping up.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Oh, look, now they're all phoning in. Cat, phone back next.
Yeah, I just found out about the protest, and I'll meet you at the protest, didn't I? It's got to
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It was it was good, mate. I gave you a really in-depth analysis of my of what I thought of the ball, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. As I say, like, look.
Oh.
No, post was amazing. I didn't think, because there was only must have been like just about 80 of us outside the station at first, and then there's more people joined it as we was getting up there putting meal.
Yeah,
and it was amazing in the end, wasn't it?
It went wrong. It went wrong for me because when I got there, I went to. I don't follow instructions, do I? So I went to. I parked up in Westfield and I went outside the train station, outside Westfield, to the where the buses are, and we're waiting. And I'm like, there's fucking no one here. What's going on? And then somebody said to me, no, you got to go up over the bridge, and it's down sort of, and then we walked down, and you could see the big crowd there. That was good. Did you get that feeling as well though? Because when we were stood there, it weren't like there was loads of people around in that area. There weren't.
There weren't at all. No, there wasn't.
I was thinking it looked like maybe a couple of thousand was there, like not loads. I thought,
that was. What do you mean, at first?
At first, so when
I don't even think there was a couple. I don't even about 1,000.
No, that's how I felt. So it was kind of a little bit.
Because he was meant to be going at 12:30 dead on as well, and it was like, fucking hell, is that all there is? And it, just more and more people joining it. And by the time we come out of Campbell's Road and started walking up a bit, and that, when you walked up the slope of the road and looked down, it was just amazing.
That was it. People came from nowhere. There must have just been people waiting and joining the fucking march all over the place, because once we got to that point. It was big. I mean, I AI'd the shot. There's a photo that shows that sweep when you're on the bridge and you look back up it, and I ran it through AI, and the estimate was between 8,000 and 12,000. That was the estimate with AI.
Well, listen, will you be getting a response? Because the card was handed in, and I'll turn around and said, get a receipt, make sure it's been acknowledged or something. And it sounded a bit silly, but you know what I mean.
Did you see the bloke up the front?
Will you get a response, or will they do one of their slippery responses?
Mate, they're dodgy. They're dodgy fuckers. I mean, what happened as well? A lot of people, once we got to the stadium, a lot of people did sort of dart up at that point. They did the march, and then they went up to the stage, because what the club did was they arranged for someone to do a fucking DJ set, didn't they? Around about the same time that we was going to be getting there. So I think that took a few people. There were still loads of people there, but that weren't all of the people that was on that march. But then when we handed it in, it was just sort of dopey security guards there, and it was obviously me, Bill, and Jeff, and we was like, well, who's going to take it? Nobody wanted to take it, and this fucking big geezer.
No, it's a bit like, did they know that we was coming down to hand that in and that? I suppose there must have been a meeting, and they must have known what we was coming to hand in and that, was there?
Yeah. Well, you would imagine so. You'd imagine so, but there was no one there waiting, sort of ready to take it.
No.
And this big geezer, was you there? There was this big fucking geezer in a white jacket.
Oh,
He was
had a
really
growl
aggressive.
at that fella.
Oh, mate. And he sort of went over. He went, right, who's the security manager here? Who's the head of security? He was like, you're the head of security. I can see it on your badge. Faisal, I know who you are. Take this fucking petition and it better get to him because I've got your name now. I know who you are. And he kept on going to him, pointing to him. Faisal, make sure they get it, Faisal. He was going like that. It was so funny.
But
They didn't know what was going on, to be fair to them. I don't think that they were briefed. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think they was a bit shocked and thinking, who the fuck are we? What, we shouldn't be engaging with them, really. It's like one of them.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, I do believe that the club will respond to it somehow. I've got that feeling.
Well, they should do, because if they don't, then it shows no class whatsoever. But we know that they won't. We know they lack class, so they're not going. They're not going to.
I don't think it's going to be a direct response. More like a dig.
Yeah. It will. We've been getting digs, subsequent digs through the media, just recently. I mean, there was a bit of a heartbreaking one that was on earlier on, but then we had the first one, didn't we? With fucking, the orange bollocks from Towie, Mark. What's his name? Mark Wright, isn't it? The guy that.
I heard that he said something the other day, but I didn't.
He's obviously pulled a phone. Look. I can only imagine, because you always see the celebrities in the boxes, and then so. Basically, certain people get favours. If you're a face, they'll get you in there because it looks good. So people ain't going to bite the hand that feeds them. They like their free corporate tickets. So there's a phone call that's been made, obviously, and he's speaking to the blokes on TalkSports, basically saying what a lovely bloke Sullivan is, and how he's done good things for West Ham and this, that, the other, and he was being quite smug as well. He said. He said, if we win a few games, let's see if they're still protesting then. And you're thinking, mate, are you really a West Ham fan? Are you?
He was directly having a dig at us.
A little bit, yeah, he was, yeah, he was, yeah. So it was a bit muggy, to be honest.
Nick, not being funny, I had to move on my season ticket before Nuno signed, right? And I don't think I would have continued then, because they're not gonna fund him. They're gonna get in the way. He might walk. I'm just not happy. And I love football, but the atmosphere's gone. I'm getting nothing from it. I'm standing there talking to people in the stands. I met you in there, didn't I, John? And I said something about, I see you both up, and you turned around and said, what, me, the good-looking one?
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't lying. But no. But having said that, right, I've had reports from people that went to that game. I'm sure there's someone that went to the game. Well, Kat went to the game. As well, and everyone that I've spoken to, because I think there was apparently there was a bit of an old school, like on the march, it felt like there was a bit of an old school feel to the people that was in that crowd. It felt like that was I think a lot of that. I think a lot of those people went to the game, and there was a good atmosphere in the stadium in that game. Apparently, it was really good.
Nick, I got more from that protest than I have from the last half a dozen games or whatever. It just killed me and it destroyed me. It was like a Moisey thing again. And I was bored. Fancy signing Lopetegui and then Potter and that, and then they've got this fella. We're shopping in Lidl. You know what I mean? We're not going to get nowhere with these managers. Nuno seems okay, but how long is he going to last for?
Well, but you got to look at what's going. You got to look at the bigger picture here. I think we've been lucky to get. If you want to stay in the Premier League, we've been lucky to get Nuno. I weren't feeling like that before the last two games at all, but I am
now. Can you imagine if Dice come in?
No, not at all. The fans wouldn't have accepted him. They wouldn't have. It's as simple as that. He'd have been on a hide into nothing. It's not that he's a terrible manager either. I just feel like at least with Nuno when he came in, look, he's not a failed manager. He ain't a failed manager. He ain't. He's not bad. And I don't know. I think he'll do well for where we are at the moment. First of all, I do.
But
go on, mate.
He hasn't got his team with him, has he?
Yeah, but he don't really need it. He's got one member of staff there, and do you know what? I think that could work in our favour, mate. It could work in our favour. Having the people from the academy in that setup when we've got all these kids that we want to bring through. I think it's good. I think it's good.
It's brilliant bringing the kids through and that. But you know what? They didn't bring his team because they've hemorrhaged about 36 grand on 3 managers.
36 million. Yeah, they have.
36 million. Sorry, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a lot of money. And once again, that affects our PSR, doesn't it?
You know what? My dog's he's let one go. He stinks.
Oh, mate,
Oh, mate,
yeah.
it's so
They
I'm
do
chewing
them.
on that. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I think there was another thing, but I can't think what it is. Yeah, I like, he's been playing the kids. Shame about Potts the other day, really shame. And
yeah,
it's a shame about that goal. He scoring that goal.
He's,
Two toe size.
he still had
Offside.
the moment. He had the moment though. Do you know what I mean? It was only for a split second, but I think everyone he'll score again. I mean, he snapped into that, didn't he?
Is there any update on his injuries?
Well, no. The update was he had a dead leg. I don't know whether I'll buy it because I think that they want to maintain. They know how important he is to the team, and they wouldn't want to let on. They wouldn't want to let on that he's injured or anything like that. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Against Bournemouth.
How about the other young fellow who went off injured a little while ago? What's
Scholes.
his name? Scholes, yeah.
Yeah, he's out for a while because he's done his shoulder in. So he's going to be out for a little while. But yeah, I think we're all right. I think we're in decent shape at the moment.
I love it that you're using the youth because we ain't got to spend a lot of money. I think you mentioned it the other way. You've got to sell before we buy.
Yeah.
They're talking about selling. I've heard something about Somerville lately. I don't listen and believe everything. You know what I mean? And Traore, you know what I mean? It's just like another washed up Antonio. Yeah, he's got pace in that a bit, but he ain't. I don't know. I've never really.
Yeah, Ralph says about Potts, it was a dead leg. He was walking fine down the tunnel. So hopefully,
cool.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. So that'd be good. But anyway, Jace, lovely talking to you, mate, as always.
Yeah, you too. All the best, mate.
All right, mate. Speak to you later.
Take it easy. Enjoy the show, mate. I will.
Cheers, mate. Right now, if you and someone else would like to phone in, I think Kat, I think you was trying to call me. But yeah, you was in the game. Yeah, from a lot of people that went to that game, I was told it was an unusually good atmosphere, which is well, that says a lot, doesn't it? That does it does say a lot, really, about the people that have gone and who they've been replaced with. And that's not criticising all the fans that are in there. By the way, somebody took exception to me saying that the other day. I'm not saying that all the fans that are in the stadium. But there's just a lot of lukewarm fans now. Kat, how are you?
Hello,
Kat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. I feel surprisingly all right. I'm quite sedate tonight. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I'm quite tired as well. So that's dulled me down about 50%, to be honest, compared to what I normally am. So I feel all right. Yourself? Oh, you've gone again. Hang on.
Okay.
Sorry. No, you're back.
I'll wait.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent. Yeah, that's better. We've seen you smile, Nick, and there's proof. It's on camera.
I know. Well, look, I'm not that hard to please. It might not seem like that, but when you look, I'm a bit of not everyone will agree with me, but I feel like I'm a little bit more of a football purist, really, a West Ham football purist. You know, West Ham for me is, especially since we've moved to this stadium, it's been having that identity in terms of, you know, seeing your team play the best way that they actually can. We've been lacking that for so many years, and having a manager that puts the best team on the pitch as well. And I must admit, from the second that I saw that team sheet before Newcastle, I've been happy ever since. I've been happy ever since.
Yeah, me too.
It's taken a weight off, and it's so nice to see Potsy in the team, isn't it?
Oh my God, I love him.
He's brilliant.
He shouldn't be that good. That was his first start against Newcastle. How did that even happen? I'm glad he's that good, but wow, you know.
Well, how is that only his first start? When you look at how good he is,
oh, I know the preseason.
It's frustrating.
Potter dropped him. Yeah, I know. But Potter should be, you know, not eating his words, but you know what I mean.
Well, it was Potter. You had Lopetegui, and look, to an extent, Moyes as well. You know, these players just get overlooked, and it is frustrating. And I made the point on the show with Irish Tommy last night. It was the perfect introduction to him as well. Look, I'm not coating off Souček. Souček's a hero now. He is, because he's going to be our super sub. But the midfield duo, as we know, well, whatever combination you want to throw at it, if it's Rodriguez, James Ward-Prowse or Souček, two of them with either an Alford or a Potts. If you was to play Potts with James Ward-Prowse and Souček, it'd look crap. But what Nuno's done is he's put together a functional team, and it just brings the best out in everyone.
Yeah,
You know?
it's amazing considering what he did before the Newcastle game. I mean, we were just, me and my son were getting ready for relegation. We were just trying to console each other. And
Well, I just put an order in for a load of Nuno out mugs at that point after the after the Leeds game. But that was awful. That was bad. I still can't explain. I can't find any good reason why he did that. I mean, the sad thing will be if we get to the end of the season and we go down by 3 points or something like that.
Exactly.
You know, you look back to them games and go, for fuck's sake, what'd you do that for?
Why? Why did you experiment?
I know. But do you know something though? I actually think that we're going to be in a proper relegation battle this year. We're not going to be cut adrift, so we're not going to go down bottom like what Wolves are. I don't think we're going to get out of it easy enough.
No.
And do you know what? Because it's about an 8-team relegation battle when you look down there. So I think it could be it could be, in a weird sort of way, it could be quite exciting, because
exciting in the wrong ways. Because I think it's going to be one step forward, 2 steps back all season. I hope it's not, but I think it could. We could win one, and then we lose the next, and we go down again, then we go up again, and we go down again. I could totally see that. And there's so many teams in the mix.
The big test is going to be if we have. I mean, you could say, look, they've already had a test, but they haven't really, because I think that the 2 games that we lost on the spin, I think that was down to Nuno. I don't think that was down to the team. So I think by Nuno putting the right team out, they've performed well. They've won 2 games. It's going to be interesting to see how this team copes with a dent, because we've won 2 games. But if, like you said, we do take 2 steps back, we lose to Bournemouth, and we lose the next game, will they recover? Will it? Do you know what I mean? Because they've got to keep on picking themselves up again. So it's going to be interesting. It's got to be a test of resilience for that team now. And it does look like we've got some fighters in there now. It feels like that.
Yeah, it's very much a different feeling at the moment. I hope that Nuno is making a difference. We think that he is. I really hope that they like him and they want to work hard for him and they want to work for the badge.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they do. I think they do. I mean, he comes across as a type of man. I mean,
very likable.
He's very likable, and that's important for me. I need something from a manager. First of all, they've got to be decent at their job, which most managers are. But if they're going to play a style of football that I don't overly like, I at least need something like personality, and he's got that. He's definitely got that. So I quite like him.
Yeah, I agree. And he does that switching between the languages thing. Did you see that video?
Switch his tongue seamlessly. Yes,
it was
very good.
Astounding.
I know.
I couldn't believe it.
Do you know? I sat in a project meeting once. It was for a big fit out of a big building out in Chelsea that was being designed by it was a Swiss architect, and they had people in from all different countries with different disciplines all around this table. This guy literally went from person to person to person. It switched about 5 or 6 different languages, and he did it in such a way that we all knew what was going on as well. It was brilliant, so good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it does make a difference. Does make a difference.
Yeah, I love that. The Newcastle game. My daughter. I always talk about my son because he has a season ticket, but my 9-year-old, it was her second match, Newcastle. Oh my God, she absolutely
that was her second match.
Yeah, the second ever.
Well, it won't be her last match. I mean, that was a brilliant one, wasn't it?
No, it was, and she's got 100% record because her first match we won as well.
Yeah.
So I need to bring her out judiciously. Whenever we need a win,
she can now no longer not go. She's a lucky omen.
I can't afford it. I wish that I could.
We'll start a crowd fund. Just get her a ticket over there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that'll be good. So we're going to bring out the big guns when we feel we need a win. When we're on a bit of a downer, and we'll bring her along for good luck.
Tottenham.
So we also met Martin Allen that day as well, which is amazing.
Oh, did you?
For the Newcastle match.
Mad Dog.
So, Mad Dog, yeah, he's lovely.
Mad Dog. The Mad Dog met the cat.
Yeah, indeed. That's exactly what we said. Because he knows me. Because I'm sort of I'm on the West Ham Way
Yeah,
Patreon. Sorry,
yeah.
I cheated on you.
You're just everywhere,
So
aren't you?
he's
You're floozy.
I am a floozy. So he has his own podcast, so we sort of banter back and forth. So he sort of knew me by name.
Right, okay.
So I went up to him and I said, "Cat." No, I said, "Dog." It's Cat, and he said, "Cat," and gave me a big hug. So
Yeah, he's a big character, Martin Allen.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah,
He is.
That was
Can
fun.
you confirm to me very quickly, because the conversation I was just having with Jay, where I said that for the people that was inside the stadium against Burnley, it felt like, was it a better atmosphere in there?
Better than Newcastle or better than normal?
Was it better than Newcastle?
Oh, it's tricky. I think Newcastle. It's mixed. Newcastle, I think, was the best atmosphere
Right.
for like the whole game. I think Burnley had really good atmosphere, and they broke out more songs and new songs I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
So it was very good, but I feel like Newcastle might have edged it. I could be wrong.
I think the difference is the football does have an impact, and that first half was fucking dreadful, wasn't it? It was so bad. It was poor.
That's what it was. Yeah. You reminded me. The first half, it was very quiet. So I'd say second half, yes, it was brilliant. And pretty much the whole of the Newcastle game was brilliant, which is probably why.
That's good.
I feel like, yeah.
So. Adam, no, I was not ranting, and that is not why Kat has come on to calm me down. I was perfectly calm. Thank you very much.
Everyone knows that's what I'm here for.
But anyway, Kat, absolutely lovely to talk to you as always.
Yeah, likewise. Nice to see you smile. Let's hope that continues.
Well, if the football remains the same, then that's one less thing in the world that we've got to worry about, isn't it?
We're living our best lives at the moment. 6 goals in 6 days.
Yeah, the bar is low at West Ham, so it doesn't take much to cheer us up at the minute.
It does not. It does not. But it's brilliant. I'm loving it.
No. Right, lovely. Kat, nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye. Right then, who wants to phone in next? Who wants to phone? I like how no one's phoned in to piss me off yet and send me off the edge. I don't think you could. I don't think you could at the moment. I feel too chilled. Sorry, people. I feel all right. Gary did say he was going to phone in. Let me give him a call. 1 minute. Hang on. Let's give him a call and see where he is. What? At least this is working now. This could be the first time that we've had an international break in a long time that I don't really want one. I've been making the most of the international breaks. Nick. Hello, Gary. How are you, mate?
Yes, right, Mark. I give you a call, actually, and you beat me to it.
Oh. Turn me down on the telly, mate, if you can. You all right? Yeah, I'm all good. I've just
been out tonight for something to eat, just come back and took my secretary out for dinner and just got back for...
Took your secretary out for dinner? You dirty git.
Yeah, well, yeah, I meet her at Woodford, so...
oh, right.
Yeah, that's things anyway, all right?
Yeah, no, I'm all right, mate. I'm all good. I'm all good at the minute. So it's after. I'm
all calm now. I've just listened to Kat talk. She's got a very calming voice, hasn't she?
She has. Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
Therapeutic. She should be a therapist.
That's the word. Very therapeutic. Yeah. So I was watching your show last night with Irish Tommy, and really good cut of bits I really enjoyed when you reminiscing on 2016. I thought it was, just quickly, he said something which reminded me. I remember being furious that season, 2016. We had 6 games in that season, one after the other. We had goals, penalties, red cards, all against us. All the red cards got rescinded.
Yep.
And it's almost like after that season, I thought it was a conspiracy.
It felt that way.
Don't want to
he reminded me.
I never know anything like it, Nick.
He reminded me really because there were so many high points in that.
Every game, it was like one after the other.
You forget the frustration. We also had that period as well where Payet obviously got injured. I swear blind. If we'd have kept him fit for that season, we'd have been top 4 easily.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. That guy was truly the word world class gets bandied about too easily, but that season, that guy was world class.
Did you hear?
He was,
because I didn't really want to talk about this, but as we've just spoken about 15,
No.
16. So what? No. There's something else because I love him, I do, but he's let me down. I love Slaven Bilic, but he was on.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I see something on there tonight. What's he say?
He was on TalkSport with Jim White. Obviously.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it later.
Obviously, been sent on to fucking. They're pulling favours. I don't know, but essentially, what happened was he was basically going along the lines of, look, he wants to get back into management again. Apparently, he was very close to joining West Ham again, and what it was, Danny Murphy said, look, is it true that a lot of West Ham fans think that David Sullivan interferes with transfers and stuff, which we know he does, and he basically said, no, it's not true. That's effectively what he said. That's when you're the manager there, you kind of look. I know. As Trod says, it's a way it makes it's a way it makes me feel. And do you know what? I'm fucking really disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed with it.
Yeah. We thought he was like one of us.
Allegedly, yes, allegedly.
Yeah, the good way to look at it though is that they're under a lot of pressure, mate. They're really like trying to pull things around, getting favours. They're under a lot of pressure.
Well, this makes me feel like there's a sale going through. It does, because if you think about it, we know that Trip Smith has been back and forward from America. That guy does negotiate deals. That's the reason he bought into West Ham in the first place, was to one day be the architect of a deal. And we know that there's. So if you think about it, if you're Sullivan at the moment and you've got people bidding for your club, the people bidding for your club are in dreamland because the fans are on Sullivan's back. So it's almost a buyer's market. So it's really weak. It must be weakening Sullivan's negotiation position. It must be. So I feel like what we're seeing at the moment is he's trying to force that pressure to be relieved. I'll tell you what. I'll be absolutely convinced if he goes down the route that many people are saying that he's going to go down by relieving Brady of her duties, because
I can't see that.
But he would only
too long.
He would only ever do that if he was about to go, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
If it was like,
he trusts her. That's the thing.
No. If he was going to be staying, there's no way he'd get rid of her. But I think if she goes, I can't let myself believe it, to be honest. But one thing's for sure. These protests are doing their job.
Nick, I tell you what really angered me when they came up with the number of 3,000 on Saturday. I went to the Crystal Palace protest when I saw you there. That was 3,000. This was like 3 times. That was minimum 10,000 people there, because there's one bit of film what someone took that as we got to the gates where you were standing with the other people at the front gate, and you look back and and you could see the people still coming around, just going back and back and back and back. There was a lot of people there.
Well,
that was easy 10,000 easily.
There is one photo on that bridge which kind of does encompass. Sorry, I'm saying the same thing, everyone, but it does encompass more or less. Well, I don't know if it was everyone, whether there was more people over the back of the bridge, I don't know. But that photo, I ran it through AI, and the estimate from AI was 8,000 to 12,000. Yeah,
there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just going on to the relegations scrap we were just talking about with Cat. I've got my theory. I think I know who might be going down. Just to by you quick. But obviously, I think Wolves are not going to get. They haven't got the new manager. They're not going to get out of it. They've got too much to make up. Do you agree?
At the moment, but then again, if you'd have asked me 2 games ago, I would have said that we're dead certainty to go down.
Yeah, I know, but it's not just that. You only not.
I agree.
You need the other teams to lose games.
At the moment, I agree. Wolves are gone, but then, like I just said, after Leeds, I was 100% certain we was gone.
Yeah,
the way that we was playing,
I think the way it was going. Wolves, I think. If I look at the picture overall, not just now, I think Wolves will go. I think Burnley will go, and I think it's one. Leeds are in trouble. Two is in trouble. I think Forest will get out of it because they've got a couple of top central defenders there, and Doris will get the best out of them. But I think Leeds and I think Fulham. Fulham's have lost every away game this season. They're terrible. They cannot win anything away from home. They're really sliding, Fulham, and I think Fulham and Leeds. Ourselves, I think we'll get out of it now. But like you say, looking at the fixtures, Bournemouth away now. We drew there last season. We were winning up the last couple of minutes, and we beat them 4-0 there. So we've got the last few years at Bournemouth. We've got a good record.
we haven't got a bad record against Bournemouth.
No, and Liverpool have lost 5 out of the last 6 Premier League games. 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah, I know.
So they're not in a good place either. So it could be some more points there than you realise.
No, look.
I'm not saying they're going to win every game.
Look, anything could happen. I'm not going to say we're going to lose any of these games. I'm not confident, though. My bar is still very low. I'm not expecting us to beat Bournemouth. I'm not expecting us to beat Liverpool.
No.
I think
that's what it be sometimes.
That's just where I am. There's no point. There's no point getting your fucking hopes up. I mean,
if I said to you we're going to get 6 points from Newcastle and Burnley, you would have said no way,
Yeah, but you would have probably said that we'd have got 6 points from Leeds and Brentford, wouldn't you, as well? So it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
The frustrating thing is what you said earlier, and I totally agree with looking back, the Leeds Brentford. If you'd played that side against Leeds and Brentford, I'm not saying we win both games, but I think we'll pick up another 3 or 4 points.
You win both games. I'm telling you, if we played that team against Brentford, we beat them. They're a good.
But even 4 points would be a hell of a difference.
It would have been, but it is frustrating, and you've got to hope. Now, look, even if we go down off the back of 3 points, you can't blame Nuno because Nuno's new in the job, and he's made mistakes, but he's corrected it, and we're pushing on. But again, I think it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite out of it yet, if I'm being perfectly honest.
No, and it's not easy. Once you're down there, the trouble is, you see, it's not just you winning games. Like I just said, Wolves winning their next 2 games, but Forest won, we've won. And you're still not getting, you're in quicksand almost, aren't you? You're not getting out of it.
We are.
The other teams are still.
What we've got though, just very quickly. So we've got hang on, let me just put that on. Do not disturb. 1 minute. Blow everyone's ears out otherwise. Right. So we've got Bournemouth at home. We've got Liverpool away. We've got Man United away.
No. Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home.
Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home. We've got Man United away. We've got Brighton away. We've got Villa at home. We've got City away, and then you've got a run of games where we've got Fulham at home. We've got Brighton at home. We've got Wolves away, and then we've got Forest at home as well. And then after that, you've got Tottenham. After that, you got Tottenham, and then you got Sunderland.
And Tottenham are terrible at home at the moment.
Yeah,
Tottenham lost 3 of the last 5 at home. Tottenham.
But the worry is, right? This is the worry. If we don't do very well in the next few games, so let's say let's worst case scenario, right? It still won't be the end of the world because there's other points there. But if we lose against Bournemouth, we lose against Liverpool. Hopefully, we get something out of Man United away. Hopefully, we get something out of Brighton.
I think we draw both the next 2 games. I think we get a point at Bournemouth, and I think we get a point home to Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm not saying we won't. I'm just saying in this scenario, Gary.
No.
So I'm just saying if we were to lose against Bournemouth, if we were to lose against Liverpool, and then you got the Man U, Brighton, Villa, and City games, and that takes you up to basically the 20th. That's the last game before Christmas, and then what you've got is a ridiculous fucking congested sort of fixture period where you've got games on top of one another. Now, what the worry is there is, are we going to get any injuries? Because there's a lot of games coming thick and fast there. If we get any injuries, if we're not in good form, and then we arrive in January, I think if we're cut adrift for any reason, let's say, I don't know, we're worst way 6 points adrift, do they go out and even then, I think 6 points is recoverable, though. I really do.
Of course it is.
I think 6 points you can recover from, if we do approach it in the right way. So I definitely think we can get out of trouble, but I am past thinking and saying that I ain't going to say we ain't getting relegated anymore. I'm not doing it.
No, of course not. You'd be mad to say otherwise. Yeah. But the most important thing is to win or not lose to the teams around you. That's the most important thing. They're 6 pointers, aren't they? We beat Newcastle, we beat Burnley, but the Burnley winning away was almost more important because them closer to us now. We're now got this break. We go back next week. And we've got teams there now. They're all within reach. There's 3 or 4 teams there. They're all within reach now. We can actually get out of it. That's the thing.
Oh no. We can get out of it. We can, but I just feel like it's. I feel like you said earlier on. I mean, we saw from Burnley. To be honest, Burnley outplayed us in the first half. We kind of they're not shit. They're not a terrible team. They're not. I don't think they've got many goals in them, but they're
no.
But they're not a terrible team. Leeds are not a terrible team. They're not bad. Fulham are a good team that are playing shit at the moment.
At home.
Yeah, but they're good. They're playing shit. Newcastle are a good team playing shit at the moment as well. Then you've got Everton, you've got Brentford. So I think you're looking at an 8 to 9 team relegation battle, probably up until about Christmas. I think it's going to be. I think there's not going to be much in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yourself out with the games.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much in it. You're going to be sort of 3 points, 4 points. You know.
Nick, what's your view on Traore link? Because I think personally, I'm all over it. I think for 4 million, I think not saying start the bloke, but to bring him on as an impact sub, the last 25, 20 minutes with his pace. Well, yeah, and it could be another Lingard if Muno can get the best out of him.
He ain't doing much for Fulham. That's how they're using him.
He's not, no, but that doesn't mean a thing. I mean, I remember seeing him for Wolves against us one year. We beat him up there 3-2 and Lingard was playing. And he was in the Wolves side. I remember we beat him 3-2. Do you know how much time he's had out of his hamstrings popping? It's 80 days of time. Yeah. Whenever there's 4 or 5 instances of it in about the past 5 years. But I think what it's going to cost us and what it could give us. Yeah,
for 4 million. For 4 million. Yeah, fine. And look, Nuno definitely wants him. Also, he really wants him because apparently Traore was the reason why he threw his toys out the pram at Nottingham Forest.
That's right. He wanted him at Forest, didn't he? Yeah, I know.
So in a sense, I think you've almost got to fucking give him Traore, ain't you?
Yeah, you're right.
But no, I'm not going to tell you he's a good player, Gary, because he really ain't a good player. He's not. He's big and he's fast and he's got no end products, mate.
Well, Nuno must obviously see something. I mean, I personally will go for it. I'm thinking, I'm not saying start the bloke, but Nick, your thing is, when you look at your first 11 now, which is good, you got like a Sim and Suchek on the bench. You could bring on those impact subs later in the game.
Oh, definitely. No, good option. A good option. I just feel like
I'm not saying start.
I don't feel like he's going to be though. I say he's a sub. But for how desperately this man wants him, I don't think he's going to be on. He ain't going to be on the bench, mate.
And he can play down both wings as well.
I think we're going to listen. Do you know what I think he's going to try and do with him? He's going to be our Antonio, mate.
Do you think try to convert him to a central player?
He's not a patch on Antonio. He ain't the same as Antonio.
No, overall, but I mean, he's a built guy. He's built like a bodybuilder.
He's built like a bodybuilder.
He might work. It could be the Lingard thing came in. These players that you don't think, and suddenly they hit the ground running. And suddenly you're thinking,
if we sign him, we sign him. I'm not going to piss and moan about it. I welcome him here. If it was down to me, I would not sign him personally, not at all.
Yeah.
Dean Head, thank you very much, mate. He says that he can't see any more than 7 points up till Christmas. And do you know what? When you think about it, right, 7 points up till Christmas ain't bad. If we was to pick up 7 points at Christmas time, that means that we're on 17 points after 19 games. You're approaching a point a game.
How many points do you think the other teams are going to pick up to Christmas?
Exactly.
That's the thing. Not just West Ham. You've got to look at the. Give me an example, Nick. Give me an example. The next lot of games, right? Now we've got Bournemouth away, right? Which we could get something from that game. Forest go to Liverpool, and Liverpool in a bad run, but Liverpool at home they can turn it on at any moment.
Yeah.
Who's the other team down there? Burnley over Chelsea. I don't see them Burnley getting anything against Chelsea. So it's some Leeds have got Villa.
Yeah,
so these teams might not get anything.
I think we just got to concentrate. Yeah, but they do. They do. You look at Sunderland getting a draw out of fucking. I know Sunderland are up there. They won't be at the end of the season, but they're up there at the moment. I just think this league, you're apart from a very few select teams, anyone can beat anyone on their day. They just can. It's just we proved it. We beat Newcastle out the blue. Played them off the park. I mean,
you don't often see teams get back-to-back wins when you're down there like that. It's unusual,
No.
But got the wins.
No,
to be honest with you, Nick, another thing. Even yourself, who's ultra football purist, at the moment, it's not about performances. It's about results. That's all that matters. I don't care if we don't play well. At the moment, we've got to get out that bottom 3 or 4, pull away.
Yeah, but you don't care about style of football anyway, Gal.
I do, but obviously at the moment, I think even the most, I've seen fans on YouTube who, like yourself, got your sort of views, and they've said all want to do is just want to win the games at the moment.
Well, that's what I said after Burnley. That's not going to. That will not be my attitude if we are going into next season doing that. It won't be. I can tell you that now.
No, I'm looking at the short term.
At the short term, I'll take what we can have. If it's going to be shit, sort of mercurial football, which look, not Newcastle wasn't. And the second half against Burnley weren't terrible either. We came back, we scored goals. It weren't bad. But no, I'm not willing to. With the players that we've got, and we've got good players, we've seen that they can play now against Newcastle. If we start setting up in a fucking 8-man, 9-man low block, I'm going to have a problem. I'll tell you that now. Because we shouldn't be playing like that.
We
don't need to play like that. We've proved it.
No,
you don't. I've been saying that for fucking years. We don't need to play like that. We don't need to give so much respect to the opposition.
I've got a couple of mates who are not West Ham fans, and I was talking about it the other day, and they said the differences between West Ham. You've got players in there that can suddenly just turn it on. You've got your like Bowen and Paqueta. So these are game changers. They can win games. These sort of players, and that's a difference. You look at Leeds and Wolves; they haven't got them sort of players.
No, they haven't. They haven't. But Bowen's been shit this year. To be fair,
he has. But he's still getting a number of goals, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been terrible this year.
Yeah.
Paqueta's still hot and
cold. So,
cold.
what do you think then, Nick, with the Bournemouth game? What you just going next two games? What are you saying? I'm saying a draw. What are you saying?
I'm
saying 1-1.
A draw at best.
Draw. Liverpool at home?
We're going to lose.
I think we'll get a draw against them as well.
Yeah, but
they're not great at the moment. Defensively, they're all over the place.
None of us know. I don't know. I've got no clue.
I'm just trying to see how you're thinking. How many points you think
I've already said my bar is low. I'm not expecting any points. Whatever we get is going to be a bonus, and I hope that we improve. What I want to see is us playing with intent. I will start to get the fucking arsehole if we set up to play defensively. And we start losing. That's going to piss me off. I'll say
Think
that
about
now.
the Newcastle game, though. How they that performance was so good. I mean, that's what you've got to keep in your mind. That's what they can do. We can do that.
We can do it. That's what we should be doing. We played them off the fucking park. That's how you play football. So that should be a blueprint. That needs to be a blueprint for him, really, because he saw the way that the fans were engaged. You heard from Kat as well. You know, the atmosphere inside the stadium was better. Nobody wants to watch shit football. Nobody does.
No,
nobody wants to watch shit football. The only type of people that don't care about results are people that either don't watch it or they just put bets on and all they care about is fucking money coming in. That's all they care about. I don't know. Other than that, especially if you go to the stadium and you pay your money, you definitely don't want to be sat there bored out your fucking mind. So long term, Nuno will definitely hit on hard times if he plays boring football. But he's proven that he can play good football. So none of us know how it's going to go. I hope he doesn't take the fucking dull shit route. Is what I'm hoping.
No, I think this is why he wants Traore as well, because I think,
it worries me that he wants Traore.
Well, wait and see. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. I think
it does, because that's a cheat code player. That's sit 8 men behind the ball, whack it long, and just get Traore to chase it. I'm not too sure. I really want to watch that. But it's fine. Look, if it works and it keeps us up, fine. I don't mind. You know, this year I don't mind. Whatever. But that's what that means to me. That's cheat code territory. That's what that is.
But who would you like to see us bringing in January, Nick? Have you got anyone in mind? In reason?
We're linked with a lot of players. To be honest, I think what we're going to see is some high-profile loans come in, because I don't think the club really can do it. So, we've spunked so much money. We're not well off financially because of them. So if we're at risk, if there is any risk that we can get relegated, they can't spend. Not really. So what they're going to have to do is go out and get loans. But I do think that there will be opportunities in that loan market, because we've got the tournament in the summer. So there'll be players out there that are on the fringes of their teams, and they're going to want to get in their international teams and blah, 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 blah.
I mean, the Ivan Toney thing is...
No, we ain't getting him.
No. What I'm saying to you is, though, that Ivan Toney, he obviously does want to come back to play. He wants to get in the World Cup, doesn't he? Now, it's obviously a bit of wages, wouldn't it? Be a problem.
He ain't going to go to West Ham, mate. He could have his pick of clubs. That definitely ain't happening. He's a high profile player. He'll be going somewhere else, probably in Champions League, I would have thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was nice seeing you Saturday anyway, Nick.
And you, mate. And you.
Yeah. All right.
Lovely stuff.
You take care.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Bye, Nick. Bye, mate.
And that was Gary. Right. Does anybody else want to talk to me? Talk to me. I'll put that thing up again. If anyone wants to bother using this thing, you can. You just go into your browser. You type in callme.road.com, and then you use that code in capital letters KGKWGF, takes you into studio. Type your name. If you haven't got an earpiece, turn on echo cancellation. Otherwise, I'll be able to hear myself, and everyone else will be able to hear me twice. It's bad enough hearing me once. If you're on talking to it normally, make sure you turn the echo cancellation on. All right. If not, just give me a call on the phone. Whatever you want to do, I don't mind. I'll leave that up for a minute. Here we go. Hello, is that Jim?
It is, mate. I've been trying to ring you for fucking ages. Can't never get hold of you. It's like trying to call King Charles.
Oh no! I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb because it started pinging. Not a good thing to do when you're hosting a fucking phone-in show, is it? To put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Nah, listen, you're so popular that they know, even people over here know who you are.
What's that, mate?
They do. I said, you're so popular now, even people over here know who you are.
Oh, mate.
People go to me, people say to me, oh, your mate's like Nick Clinton. And I said, well, I know him a little bit like
I do find it quite. It's overwhelming, really. So, at the protest, it's quite overwhelming, really. The amount of people that kind of, it's not just they recognise you, but they go out their way to come over, introduce themselves, and sort of shake your hand, give you a cuddle in some instances. I meant a bit. I'll tell you what, right? I'm going to give this couple a shout out as well, just quickly, because we speak about our fans that can't be asked to go over there. Well, there was a couple from the Belgian Hammers that flew over. There was a man and wife that flew over for the protest. That's literally what they did. They had the Belgian Hammers flag. Absolutely fucking brilliant that was. Really nice to meet them. So you got some people that really do go above and beyond, and others that just don't. One thing that was a little, it does piss you off a little bit because I didn't go to the game. So when I walked away from the stadium to go up towards Westfield, the amount of people you saw flooding back in towards the stadium did make you think a little bit. Just fucking, where was you? Why didn't you just turn up earlier on? But it didn't matter. But
I was watching all the pre-stuff and that, like, the people meeting at Stratford, and I can't remember his name. There was a young kid did a really good video log of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that what you? Yeah. It was really good. But you see, the thing is people, even though we've won a couple of games, and I'm being honest, people mustn't lose sight of what it is. It ain't about winning the games. No. It is about removing the cancer from this club, and it will never ever be right until it's no good. Just I saw your thing with Tommy last night. It's no good just removing Brady. They've both got to go.
They've both got to go.
They've
both got to go. But do you see, like I was saying earlier on, because they're so tight? I think the only way that if she was to go, that to me says there's a sale about to happen, because I can't see him existing at West Ham without her. Not really.
Well, they've been together for before Birmingham City, believe it or not. People think it's just they got together at Birmingham, but since he bought the Daily Sport and the Sunday Sport, they were together because she used to do all his advertising for all the cool girls, the dirty videos and all that stuff. She used to do all his advertising. So they've been together longer than most marriages last, right? And people have to understand that. And, forget about porn baron stuff and all that, whatever, it don't matter. The fact is they've turned up at our club. A lot of people don't know. Do you know he tried to do the same deal at Birmingham when they were going to host the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham? He wanted the stadium.
We've done shows on this. He literally picked up the blueprint and brought it to London. That's what he did when he didn't get his way down there. That's what he did.
They didn't want him in Birmingham, and that's exactly what he did.
East London.
we don't want him in London. No, that he sold out to that Carsten Young, and then he fucking come down with his. What did him Gold buy the club for? I think it was about 50 million, right, between them.
Really.
Then they loaned, the club a load of money and took massive amounts of interest out of it, and now they want £1 billion fucking for it. So, like, listen, if you had 50 million, how well off would you be to turn around and go, oh yeah, I want £1 billion for it? And that's why all these investors, like, you got these other investors, Tripp Smith and the Post is Daniel Kuczynski, right?
Posty man.
He must have said to them
I love my posties.
He must have said to them when they was buying the club, don't worry, you ain't got to do nothing. We've got plenty of brown envelopes coming across the table every time we do a deal. Because we're like, if they ain't taking any money as a wage, how are they making money? How are they making money? No one puts billions of pounds or hundreds of millions of pounds into a club, whether it's the Premier League's money or not, and don't take a penny out of it and go, we're just sitting here for the fun of it. You wouldn't even do the job. You'd say to someone else, oh, listen, come and be the CEO of it.
Yeah, but we know why they're doing it. I mean, we all know there's we all know how they get their money out of the club. But there's I think when it comes to this lot now, I think everyone, it's all out in the open now. Well, it ain't all out in the open. It ain't all out in the open. There's certain things that are not out in the open. But what I'm saying is, in regards to what they've done with West Ham, particularly Sullivan, Gold, and Brady, they can't put this. You can't put it back in the box. And what you were saying earlier on was bang on. It is irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. The football isn't irrelevant. But the two things are separate. You can enjoy the football, like we did on the weekend. We had the game. We had the win against Newcastle, and we still went down there with even bigger numbers, massive numbers. Around about 10,000 people marched after that win before the game, and it isn't going to go away. And they can see that now. They can see it. He's going, mate. He's going to go. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know how long it will take. I want to ask you the
stupidest question. I want to ask you the stupidest question anyone's ever asked you now.
Go on.
What do you think about Sean Weston putting it out? Only 3,000 people turned up.
Well, I said what I thought.
Go on.
Didn't you see the intro to me review?
Nick, here is the thing, Nick, right? And this is absolutely 100% true. It's going on all over the world within politics and with everything. You're seeing things happen with your very own eyes, and they're telling you didn't see that. It never happened.
Yeah, but that's been happening.
You can see it happening.
It's been happening. It's been happening at West Ham for a long time. And do you know what? I said this on the show the other day. So on the Burnley post-match, I did a little video before I did the review, and it was of the march, and it was taking the piss out of Whetstone's tweet. Do you know what? He's going to be on the wrong side of history, that man. He really is. I thought he had better survival instincts than this, because he's not a stupid man, and these people are going. They're going. And I can't wait to see him out. Listen, I can't wait to see him out of work, personally. Well, he won't. But this is the thing. This ain't his fucking job. He's got a very well-paid job. He doesn't do this for the money. He doesn't. I don't know why he does this. He does get money out of it. But what I'm saying is, mate, that's not why he does it. It ain't why. Trust me, he's got a really good job. So I think there's just a part of him that just likes. I think he enjoys being the bad man. He does, and maybe. Yeah, I think he does. I think he enjoys being the bad guy. I think he feels important. I think there's certain people, there's other creators out there that feel like there's some status in being in the circle of trust with that little bastard. And like I've already said, there's certain things that many of us know and stuff like that. And if it ever does come out, I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be caught with any fucking association with these people. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. You really fucking
listen.
Don't.
I know quite a lot about Sullivan.
Yeah, but
we can't, way back.
But it's some things you can't talk about.
No. But listen, on an happier note, I'm glad that Nuno changed the team around for Newcastle and Burnley, because we now seem to be getting a better footing. I do agree with you on, I don't want to see fucking 9 men behind the ball and Adama Traore chasing. But I believe that they want to bring Traore in to put him up front. So that you've got that, now you would have electric pace on the wing with Jimmy on one side, electric pace in the middle, and electric pace. Now, I don't think he's a long-term solution, but I think it, like with Fernandes, Paqueta, and Potts,
that's a
I
brilliant
think
midfield.
you'd be looking at a lot better, smoother, moving forward engine, because Callum Wilson, God bless him, although I know I don't like him, I really don't, but he does get into good positions, and that's why we don't like him, because he's scored so many goals against us.
Do you know what though? I've said it before. Look, it's football at the end of the day. A lot of the stuff we don't like him for is because he's bantered us and he's taken the piss out of us. But I quite like him, and I think it's quite sad to see him in the physical state, because he's half a good player, and but his body's just letting him down now. He's a really good player. He's a really good player.
He's got the same thing that happened to Antonio. Like, after a while, you noticed Antonio couldn't do more than an hour. Like, he was. I think, I'll tell you what I believe, and this is just my opinion. Fucking shoot me down in flames if you think I'm wrong. But I think what happened with Mikel Antonio, Moyes was playing him week after week after week, like when we was in Europe and that, and making him do the 90 odd minutes, and then in the end, his body just fucking
ran him into
the ground.
That's because he's lazy bastard managers, mate. Honestly, this gets me going, right? Because this is why. So we watched basically something play out against Newcastle, which is what all fans have been asking for. And we played on the front foot, and we literally took a team apart. We took them apart with the right players in the right positions, playing front foot football. The team were on it. We was all over the opposition. It really pisses me off when managers don't want to do that, because they see that as a risk. Yet they think it's safer to sit deep, regimented, and invite the opposition on, and then play some form of fucking hoofball to quick play. Honestly, mate, you should be doing that.
There's quite a few teams doing it, isn't there? Though?
There's a lot of teams doing it, but I just feel I'll never ever not see that as like newly promoted team football. That's what that is. You just come up from the fucking championship. You're trying to stick 10 men behind the ball. You're out of your depth. You can't play football against these teams. So you're sitting 8 men, 9 men behind the ball. Fucking block, hoof, go.
I'll tell you
we've been in the Premier League for how long now?
Just over 10 years, isn't it?
No, it's about 13, 14 years now. That's how long we've been in the Premier League.
Is it that long? I'll tell you something mad, right? This is what drives me fucking absolutely mental, right?
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm watching the games from over here now, but because I'm not even in the country. But I watch them, right? And let's say, for argument's sake, there's a goal kick.
Yeah.
And I look at a goal kick, and you can see the TV camera panning around, and I look and I think, why are we not marking a yard behind their players, so that if the ball comes to that fucking area, you can jump up and head it away, or whatever, or at least no, they're all back, and they're all fucking in a system, and you're sitting, they ain't even marking anybody, nobody's being marked, and you sit there and you think, fucking hell, that's easy, they can just give the ball to anybody, at least mark them. And have a go, attack the ball.
What happened against Burnley? If you watch that game back, so he played the same team, but we did not play the same way. So we played the same 11 players, but we played a low block. So we did. We gave Burnley far too much fucking. How can you do that? How can we go from fucking Newcastle, who are a better team, and play the way we did against them? It's all of a sudden going, no, I'm not going to take any chances. We'll sit back and invite the opposition on. And then they fucking score. Of course they will.
Do you think, right? Do you think that against Newcastle, do you think against Newcastle they might have went, look, there's no fucking hope. We're fucked, right? Yeah, so go out and play. And they went out and played, and then they've pulled it like back to within a few points. And then we've got Burnley the next week, and they've gone, everyone's fucking nervous again. We need to do that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Nuno said to him. I do know that as soon as that goal went in against Burnley, we started to play.
The players seemed to go, fuck this, and went straight on the front foot and got us back into it again.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a better team than Burnley. That team, that 11 players we put on the pitch against them, it's a fucking far better team. Far better.
Listen, we're a better team than Leeds.
Yeah, I know.
We're a better team than Leeds. The only difference that I could see when we was playing Leeds were fucking running.
Yeah.
They didn't stop, and like they didn't have a lot of ability. They didn't have a lot of skill, but they just don't stop fucking running. And our defensive frailties were there to see. But I'm going to say this. Anyone can have a go at me. You can all call me names. But in the last couple of games, I thought Tadibo has been absolutely fantastic.
He's been cream.
He has. Where has that player been for the last year and a bit?
Well, again, you have to attribute this to Nuno. So this is the thing, as well as this is why I like him now, because he clearly seems to be a good man manager. So apparently, from people that I've spoken to in and around the training ground. Tadebo's attitude changed all of a sudden. It changed all of a sudden.
He was laughing. He was laughing when he was walking off against.
He was lazy,
Leeds,
but he was lazy in training. He was late, and all of a sudden his attitude changed in training. And you saw it before the Newcastle game, because I watched that warm up, and they was doing these drills in the centre circle with the three defenders, and they were sort of tossing the ball up to him and getting them to fucking go and attack it in the air. He was attacking it aggressively. He was up for it. He was in the zone, Tadebo, and he's looked brilliant. He has.
He's looking good. He's looking good, isn't he? Yeah.
He's not a problem, mate. Fucking Kilman's the one that does need to be replaced in that back line. Eventually, he does. He's got to be replaced.
Well, he ain't. Look, he's a very tall man.
Can't win a ball in the air.
He's like, can't win a ball in the air. He's a beanpole defender. He ain't got no strength. But I don't want to be too hypercritical, because he is one of ours. But he just don't seem to have no strength when there's a bit of a. Mate,
it's aggression.
It's
aggression
for the ball. Yeah, you got to be aggressive.
It's aggression, right? I watched the Arsenal Sunderland game, and do you know that Dan Ballard they've got in at centre back? He's a fucking animal, the kid. Right? He scored one of their goals, but you want to see him in defence. The way he throws himself at a fucking header, even if the opposition player's going for the ball, you ain't winning. You're not going to win a ball in the air against him. And then you watch that goal against Kilman's just fucking daydreaming, ball watching. You got to know where your man is.
The thing is when. Right, listen, you got to look at it like this. If you're getting paid, I don't know how much Kilman's on, but if you're getting paid somewhere between 50 and 100 grand a week, fuck me, I'd put my bollocks in the way of the fucking ball. I'd get people lifting me up in the air to do it, because I'd be thinking, fuck that, I want to keep getting paid. You know what I mean? Like if you get dropped out of the team and they want to sell you, you're only going to go down in value, aren't you? Listen, the last 2 games he has been a bit better as well. I don't know. No one knows the answers to it all, but we can't be. The football is. I'm not expecting good football this year. I'm not, but I would take anything just to stay up. Really, before I was thinking, if we go down, it ain't the end of the world. Maybe Sullivan will sell up. I don't think he would.
Well, no. I think there'd be less chance. See, I just don't know. I don't know anymore. But I think the argument to say that he wouldn't is sound, because if you think he's just in it for the money, well, it's going to be worth a load less if we get relegated, isn't it? He ain't going to want
to. At least 50% less, I would say. But the thing is, like I say, look, the Bubbles and all that, Paul Colburn and all that. I think their idea ain't a bad one. Brady and Sullivan step down, bring football people in.
It's achievable, because That can happen. And the thing is, right, I said this on the show the other day, if you're Sullivan at the moment, look, regardless what he thinks the club is worth, it ain't worth anywhere near what he thinks it is at the moment. I ain't to say it couldn't be. But if you arrive at a stage where you're David Sullivan and you think, right, that's it, fuck it, I'm done, I've had enough of this, I can't do it no more, I'm going to sell, then what you do is that. You go, right, well, I'm not going to sell it now because I'm going to lose money. I'll sit back, I'll resign from my position, and I'll employ people to come in, good people, that will pump my asset up so that I can sell it and make more money on it. That's what any sensible person would do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, you got to look at it, right? All these years he's been running our club, he ain't been no good at it. He's never been no good at it. You know, he wants to take credit for things like Manuel Lanzini and Payet and all that, but you can't do that because he's made so many duff signings that have lost money. I think I'm sure it was you said he's only made 3 signings that have made money. Or 3 or 4. I'm not sure of the number.
4 signings in 15 years. So
I mean, when you think about,
he's a fucking moron.
Right? Yeah, when you think about that, how bad it is, Nick. Right? When you think we had the record transfer back in the 80s for Tony Cottee, record transfer for Paul Ince back in the 80s to Man United, fucking record transfer Rio Ferdinand for a defender, 17.5 million. Like, when you think we have sold players that have made money, like, you know, record signings and all that. Along comes Sullivan, he's going, right, fuck it, let's just throw money away on a load of shit.
Yeah, but
and all these strikers he's brought in.
Do you know why that is, though? And it just goes to further illustrate the point, and that is the fact that all he's ever cared about is keeping us in the Premier League. He doesn't care if we lose money on, say, for instance, David Sullivan. Look, we all assume the way that he makes his money, right? We all think that, you know, allegedly is through signing players with agents' fees and stuff like that he's involved with. So when he so that being the case, an agent fee will always be a percentage of a deal. Therefore, if your cut of an agent fee is going to be bigger if you pay more for that player, you overpay for the player. Because you're not spending your money, you're spending club money. And that's why he doesn't care if we waste money, because he doesn't really care about the club.
It's not
he just sees that pot there and goes, how can I get hold of some of that? It'll be replenished next year anyway, it don't matter. That's just how he thinks.
Yeah, and it's always been like that. It ain't been no different since the day they took over.
No.
You know, like look at what they did, fucking bringing Abraham Grant in, the man who used to go fucking sleep in his office at the training ground, like, you know, and then they wonder why you're losing. The thing is, the club's been run like shit. We all know it's been run like shit, and all the people around Sky and all that, and I've got to tell you, right, listen, I've tried not to use the C word tonight because I'm trying to be polite, but that fucking cunt off of The Only Way is Essex, what a fucking dick.
That's paid help. I don't care what anyone says. As far as I'm concerned, that's paid help. Whether in money or corporate tickets or whatever it is, that's just someone that's getting he's looking after a relationship, and that's all he's doing. You know, he's pulling and who gives
the principle?
Well, with all due respect, and I will say this about him now because I really don't fucking like him after what he said. Who gives a fuck what Mark Wright says? Who cares? Who is he?
Well, not me.
You know?
Do you know who he is? He used to be in that fucking Sugar Hut in Brentwood when I was a cab driver in Essex. Fucking that's where he's known to be. He's just a fucking fake tan, fake teeth, fucking prick. Turkey teeth he's got. Fucking hell, that's what he's got. Turkey teeth.
He's got
rotten on the fucking.
He's got a lovely bird. That's about all he's got going for him. Yeah.
Yeah, but like. The thing is, right, look, where are their principles? I look at people and people go like, it just drives me mad. They call themselves West Ham fans, right? Listen, I've always, since the 1970s, been a massive fan of Ray Winston, right? I have.
Yeah.
But he really pissed me off when he fucking started going, oh, we need to go to this new stadium and all that. And people have had him on their channel since. He ain't saying it now. I'm not saying he was paid to say it because I don't believe that's true. Maybe they conned him into it.
I don't think so. I think that with the likes of look, like many fans thought that leaving that stadium, leaving Upton Park to go to this new big stadium was going to be a good thing for us. Many fans thought that they did. You know?
They did. Yeah.
You know, I was
one of them.
Well, no, I was torn on it, but I didn't feel strongly enough about it to protest like Nigel Khan did. But I didn't know how I felt about it. I could see the argument of you know, and when people do fucking lie to you.
To be fair, you've got to fucking take your hat off to Nigel Khan. I've heard people on channels talking shit about him and all that, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, he fucking recognised something that most of us didn't recognise way back when, and he deserves full fucking credit for that. He's a very, very clever man.
But that man literally knew what he was talking about, right? And he went before almost every game. He was going out there trying to collect physical petitions. He weren't just on his own. There was a few of them, but there weren't a lot of them, right? And he was getting fucking dog's abuse from West Ham fans as well that were basically disagreeing with him.
I know.
And I can't imagine how hard that must have been because we've had enough push. Look at the shit situation we're in now. It's been difficult enough getting people to sign up at this point, but trying to get people to sign up when they're buying into this dream that all of a sudden we're going to be winning the league because we're getting this big stadium, which is what a lot of fans, you know, thought, and they bought the lie.
Nick, I watched an interview, right? I watched an interview Gonzo
It must have been horrible, mate. It must have been horrible.
Yeah, I watched an interview Gonzo did with Paul Colborne and Bill Gardner, right? And I will just tell you, like, Bill Gardner's a fucking, to me, he's like hero status, right?
He is, yeah.
And in that interview, I got to say, I think he must have said maybe 6, 8, 10 times. I didn't count. Sign the petition. He was saying it in the interview with Gonzo, right? Gonzo was doing it, and I was sitting there, I was thinking, that's coming from a fucking West Ham legend. He's more legendary than some of the players we've had.
No, he is.
So, like,
he is.
When you get someone like that with the amount of pull, you would think. Do you know what it is? You've got young kids out there today. They don't even know who Bill Gardner is. A lot of them
do. A lot of because there was a lot of young kids that was on that, and that was what was good to see. There was a lot of sort of young kids, teenagers, fighting age men.
Yeah.
That was kind of that was on that march. But you know what that is, don't you? That's kids that have been raised by families that have introduced them to West Ham the right way. They know West Ham. They understand My kids know West Ham. I've got a 16-year-old. I've got a 21-year-old as well. But they know West Ham.
You've got to educate them.
But they're educated. Whereas what we're seeing now, I think, is we're seeing a lot of new fans. I think we got a lot of new fans that that did kind of join up.
The problem is like people who were only babies at Upton Park and all that, who never really knew Upton Park, and they've come into this stadium now and they're like, whatever, 12, 13, 14 years old. They don't. They're the ones that don't know, unless they've had like their parents were West Ham fans, and they go like, I used to when I was a kid. Fuck me, Bill Gardner lived up in my land anyway, so everyone knew who he was. But my old man always used to point him out when he was a footballer. He'd go, that is, didn't you? That's Bill Gardner. It was always that way. I was only a little boy, fucking 6, 7, 8 years old, but I knew who he was.
Oh yeah,
even though I didn't know. You just hear the stories as you get older. Like, fucking people used to talk in the pubs everywhere. Everywhere you went, people talked about Bill Gardner. I didn't see people like, I don't know whether they were there. Didn't see no Cash Pennant. Didn't see no fucking Carlton Leach. Where were they? Where were they? They're supposed to be the big West Ham fans. Where were they? I'm not sure whether they're allowed in the ground. But
I think there's a lot of them that are not. To be fair, there's a lot of them that are not. I think Bill gets exemption. He's like fucking royalty, isn't he? And you know what? To a degree, from the board, he gets exemption as well. I mean, they kind of they respect the character that he is. So I do know that much. But with regards to the West Ham fan base, it is a little bit fractured, I think, because obviously, look, we had we had this protest movement before, didn't we? And let's face it, it wasn't as well run. Wasn't as well run.
It was brought about by the Burnley incident before, when they all tried to round on Gold and Sullivan in the director's box. But the thing, look, at the end of the day, Peter, see, this is one thing that's wound me up from the Sky pundits, the sport, like top sport fucking wankers, Alex Crook, another wanker. When they're all sitting there and they're trying to tell you how you should feel. Well, don't you think that you owe listen, we don't owe. We are the custodians of the club, because without fans, what have you got? You ain't got shit. The fans are the custodians.
I think I don't buy that. They're the custodians of the club, right? They're not permanent. So they are there. They're like they're the appointed fucking chair people to come in, manage your finances, and do what needs to be done to keep West Ham moving. West Ham, the fans, are the heart and soul, and that's the way that I've always seen it. And you kind of, and that's why, because we had a real tough, gritty, working class fan base. A bit of a nasty edge to us. And we was funny, and quite often, and when you've got that, your team is a reflection of you. And when I say you, I mean the fan base. That your team become a reflection of you, and that's why we had such a fun fucking team, a nasty team, with flair and everything else. The whole thing was brilliant, but it is still there. It is still there. It will never be. It will never be. It will never be the same as it was at Upton Park. It won't. But do you know something? I do believe that once they go, providing we get the right people in, I reckon we could start to see it build again, because the fan base is there. The sleeping fan base is there. It is a sleeping fan base. It's fucking massive. Our fan base.
We are massive. That is the thing.
Our fan base is huge. Like, I always go back to, you saw it in Prague. There were loads in Prague.
Thousands of people couldn't even get in.
And then the next day, well, the fan parks were full up as well. Hardly anyone got in because it was a small stadium. But with and then you look the very next day, when these people could never have flown back in time, you had the bus parade, and there was that looked like there was about 100,000 people there. It was ridiculous. So it is a massive, it's a massive fan base, and that is what people are buying when they buy the club. They're buying potential, and the potential is in the fan base. They haven't got to create new fans. All they've got to do is look after us. We'll come back, and we'll if we ever got any hint or sniff of success, we'd be a fucking force because of the fan base.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Listen. Do you know what it is, right? All my years of growing up, this is what was always said to me: West Ham don't win much, a cup here and there, but the fans are the best in the fucking country. And everywhere I went, and I've been to quite a few grounds, fucking Liverpool, Derby, Manchester, Coventry, all up and down the fucking country, Aston Villa. When I was younger, I used to go all the time. And I tell you, you will not get a better support than West Ham away fans. No. Now, even at Upton Park, everybody was good. And going back before they really altered the stands, when you had the North Bank bar and the South Bank and all that. Nick, I'm telling you, I know you're about 10 years younger than me, so it might be a bit before your time, but the fucking singing from them stands could be heard from miles away. People loved it, and people enjoyed it.
It's the best feeling, and it's still like it now. So when you go to the away days now, it's like what's the word? It's like a sensory overload. I'm not joking. So when you walk in, when you walk up and you're queuing up to get in the away end, even on the approach, you could be fucking 50 meters, 100 meters away. You can hear the way you don't even need to ask directions, because you can fucking hear them. So you just literally follow the sound.
I'll tell you. Before I go, I've got to go and say, I'll tell you a mad story, right?
Go on.
I don't know what year it was, but Redknapp was the manager, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the fucking the specials, the fucking up to Coventry, right? But we've got on the motor. there's all kinds of delays and everything. Everyone's fucking getting the ump, and it's like you're trying to make the geezer driving the bus stop so that we could smoke, and trying to get him to go in the services to buy more beer and all that, right? Anyway, we got there. It was a 7:45 kickoff, and we got there at literally 7:10, and everyone had the fucking raging ump because we got on these buses at about 3:00 in the afternoon, right? So anyway, the next thing, everyone's gone, fuck it, let's go and get a. We stormed the Sky Blues Tavern, which is opposite their ground. It is dead opposite. And about fucking 250 fucking West Ham fans have gone in there ordering beer. All the Coventry fucking people, they're all getting the ump and all that. But like, no one gave a fuck. They were going, you don't like it? Fuck off. We want a beer and all that. And people were going ordering 3 pints and necking them and fucking running up to the ground.
Mate, you hear some of the stories, right? So I always like hearing when Bubbles and Bill done the show on. With Gonzo on the Hammers Chat Forum that he recorded them talking. You hear them two going on, like a couple of old women about their old away days. And mate, some of the stories you just think. But they used to. Paul he used to hitchhike to away games.
Yeah, I know.
That's what he used to do.
I used to know a geezer called Alan.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he had an old fucking transit van, never had no seats in it and that. And what he used to get about fucking 20 of them all in the back and drive all up and down the country to go like, if the old Bill would have stopped him, they'd have been fucking
I'll tell you what, right? I mean, look, I know it was a bit hardcore back then, and I know there was a lot of violence, but I tell you what a fucking buzz it must have been to have, as like I said, I'm not trying to glamorise it, but to have been involved in that era because. Some of the stories that you hear, as well as the bad ones, mate, they were so together. That was like a fucking army. That was like an army. They
were an army. Listen, some mad. I can tell you a day when I was about 17, when we'd gone back to Mile End Station. And I swear to God, the fucking Chelsea headhunters had got off, and fucking Bill Gardner and there was loads of them. I don't know half of them were, but there was fucking, and they were having it all over my leg. And I'll tell you something, you can ask Bill, I'm not 100% sure on whether it was him or someone else, but you know what, there was fucking women with kids who wanted to get up the stairs to Mile End Station, and they fucking literally moved everyone out of the way, let all the kids and women go upstairs, and then carried on kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They moved everyone out of the way. It was like, come on, fuck off. And then all of a sudden, they've all gone upstairs and they've gone, right, let's go. And they're all fucking fighting again. It was mental, but that was the 80s. That was way back in the 80s. I'm pretty sure it was Bill. I ain't 100%. It could have been someone else. But I know he was there.
Yeah. Well, he always, mate, even now. Right, he's getting on. He's not in the best of health. He won't mind me saying he's sort of struggling with his legs quite a lot. And mate, he goes to every game at home and away. And that first protest,
Nick, the man is fucking huge.
But that
he's a big man.
He's a man mountain. And but that game before the Palace game, he'd had a fall in the morning. And he, like I said, he won in a good way, but I sort of went, "You all right?" He went, "No, it's just one of them things." He said, "But I weren't going to miss this for the world." Honestly, he'd beat her on one leg. He would be. He's a legend. He's a legend. He really is. Genuinely.
Listen, Nick, I've got to go because my missus is making all kinds of hand signals at me, and not the ones that you think are kind.
No, that's fine, mate. Look, it's been lovely talking to you, Jim.
It's been lovely to talk to you. Yeah, good luck, mate, and well done with the. All the signatures and all that. We done ours. We know we're good to go. And please, people, if you're out there, sign the petition. It takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all.
Absolutely,
and it's done.
Mate. Absolutely. Right, Jim.
Anyway, good luck, Nick. Speak to you soon, mate. Ta-da.
Ta-da, mate. Speak to you later. Irons TV, I've been following your drama that you created for yourself, mate. You ain't getting no sympathy here. I'm not putting these pictures up. But essentially, you reap what you sow. Keep it in your fucking trousers. You started to try and play victim a few ones back, going, it is your fault. Free women. Dangerous. Right? Just saying. Just be careful. All right? Because yes. All right. Okay. Anyway, people, I hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed that as well. Brilliant calls there tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank God people started phoning in because it was getting a bit weird, wasn't it? No one used me new thing though. Me technology. You technophobes. Maybe do that on the next one. I don't know. Don't forget, drop a like on the show before you go, if you don't mind. And I will be seeing you later in the week. All right? Come on, you irons.